The book I'm going to talk about that I read recently is a novel called Wuthering Heights. It's written by a woman called Emily Bronte, and it was written about 200 years ago. So it's quite an old-fashioned book, and as you can imagine, it's got some quite formal language and sophisticated vocabulary in there. I really love it though because she also writes in a very poetic way. She uses lots of metaphors and something called pathetic fallacy, which is when the weather reflects the mood of the characters in the novel. So in terms of the tone and the mood of the book, it's quite dark and slightly supernatural. So as you can imagine, the weather tends to be stormy, rainy, there are grey skies. It's also set in Yorkshire on the moors, and this is a particularly wild and windswept part of the UK, so that also suits the atmosphere created by the book. The two main characters are called Heathcliff and Cathy, and the tale is very romantic and tragic and passionate. So these two characters fall in love, but they're constantly being pulled apart by different forces, and towards the end of the book, Cathy actually dies. So the last few chapters are particularly dark, and also there's a hint of the supernatural running through them, because we're not sure if Cathy returns to Heathcliff as a ghost or if it's just Heathcliff's disintegrating mental state that means that he imagines that she's an apparition at his window. As I said, it's a gripping book. It's a favourite of mine. It's one that I read several times as a teenager and also studied at university, so I feel like I know it inside and out by now. But I think in terms of the kind of people that would like it, I would say you'd have to like a book that's Gothic in genre and fairly dark, and perhaps a little bit supernatural as well, something that's mysterious. So if you like those kinds of stories, then I think you will love it.